Shabbat shalom, everyone. Or in my family, as we say, Chag Shabbat leftovers sameach. Yes. Anybody having leftovers or had leftovers for dinner? Yes, right? Shabbat leftovers is what it's called. Anyways, I hope that you all, whatever you all were doing this week, had a wonderful week, had an opportunity to reflect, to be grateful, to find things and to find people whom you love and enjoy spending time with, to be together this week. I'm glad to be celebrating Shabbat with you all tonight. Just a brief reminder, if you have anything that likes to make noise, like watches and cell phones, and I don't think anybody in here has a pager, but if you have a pager, to please turn that off so that you can give yourselves and give your neighbors all a sense of being present here in this moment, being able to observe Shabbat together, to celebrate together, to rejoice and relax together this evening. One other thing that I will say is that if my guitar playing is a little bit subpar this week, I had a little bit of an accident. Everything is fine. No stitches were needed, but in an effort to take my own advice and do some self-care in something that I love, I was working on stained glass today, and the glass and I did not get along today, we'll just say. So if my guitar playing is a little bit off, you'll know why. So it just means you all will have to sing louder to cover for it. Yes. So we are going to begin Shabbat tonight with a nigun, a song without words. We'll play through it or sing through it a couple times, and that way, even if you don't know the melody, once you feel comfortable with it, once you know it or feel good with it, or even just want to try it, you're welcome to join in and sing along. The only words that you need to know are yai and lai. That's it. Yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 ya, la, lai, yai, la, 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 lai, 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 yai, la, 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 lai, 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 yai, la, 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 lai, 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 ya, la, lai, ya, la, lai, ya, la, 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 lai, 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 yai, la, 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 lai, 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 yai, la, 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 lai, 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 yai, la, yai, ya, la, 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 lai, 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 yai, la, 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 lai, 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 yai, ya, la, 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 lai, 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 yai, la, yai, la, 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 lai, 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 yai, la, 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 lai, 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 yai, la, 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 lai, 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 ya, la, lai, yai, la, 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 lai, 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 yai, la, 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 lai, 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 yai, la, 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 lai, 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 yai, lai. We are going to continue now with Hine Ma Tov, how good it is, how wonderful it is to be here together. The words can be found on page 10. Hine ma tov u'manayim, sheverachim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, sheverachim gam yachad. my pleasure to invite up Mike Marion to kindle our Shabbat lights tonight.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Amen. Thank you. We are going to continue welcoming in Shabbat with the words of Lecha Dodi on pages 20 and 21. Lecha Dodi is all about welcoming in Shabbat. They use this metaphor of a Sabbath bride, and while we don't have an actual Sabbath bride walking through the doors, in our second verse, which is verse 9, I will invite you all to rise and to face an entrance. So in this case, you can face the back doors. We also have this entrance now, so pick an entrance that you would like, and we stand and face that entrance as we welcome in Shabbat with these words. We'll do verses 1 and 9. Standing now, and we turn to page 28 for our call to worship, the Baruch Hu. Please be seated. We are going to continue reading Ma'ariv Aravim together on page 30. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro Ma'ariv Aravim b'chochma poteach sha'arim uvitvuna mishane itim umachalif et hazmanim umsader et hakochavim b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono borei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or uma'avir yom umevi layla umavdil bein yom uvein layla Adonai tzvaot shemo El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. On page 32, let's read in English together. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Please rise as we continue with the Shema on page 34. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Please be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom alevavecha Veshinantam levanecha, vidibartam bam, beshivtecha beveitecha, uvlechtecha vaderech, uvshochbecha uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, vehayu letotafot bein einecha, uchtavtam Al mezuzot beitacha uvisharecha leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim Lehiot lachem le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem. Let's read responsively at the bottom of page 39. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. Challenge with being the only one here is you don't have time to pause and grab the guitar. We're going to continue with Mi Chamocha now on page 40. I want to share a poem. It's not in your Siddur. It's called Yesh Makom, May There Be Space, by Rabbi Colby Morris Dari. And Colby writes, Morris Dari writes, "May there be space in my heart for my most honest, courageous, and heartbroken prayer. May there be space for a prayer for all those missing or taken to return home with likely broken spirits but living bodies. May there be space for a prayer for comfort for the families and loved ones. May there be space for a prayer for all of the Israelis murdered in this massacre, and may their memories be made into blessings. May there be space for a prayer of comfort for their families and loved ones. May there be space for a prayer for the spiritual healing of all who have experienced and witnessed this tragedy. May there be space for a prayer for spiritual healing for all those who are watching the aftermath with horror. May there be space for a prayer of protection for the IDF soldiers in battle, with likely despair in their hearts, but with will for survival in their minds. May there be space for a prayer for comfort for the families and loved ones. May there be space for a prayer for healing and blessing of all the civilians of Gaza who have been hurt or will be hurt, who have been killed or will be killed as a result of this war. May there be space for a prayer of healing and protection for all the inhabitants of that geographic region, Israelis and Palestinians and others who have endured 75 years of conflict. May there be somehow, someday, be enough space, physical space and spiritual space, for both peoples to coexist in peace. May there still be space even now. May there always be space for my desperate yearning for peace. May there be space for a prayer for all the children in that region who cannot and should not need to understand the reasons for the trauma around them. May there be space for a prayer of comfort for the pain of helplessness of all of us that are far away from that place yearning to do something, anything. May there be space for a prayer of justice served in its right time to those who carried out this inhumane attack and those who supported it. May there be a space for a prayer of tshuva in its right time to those who were complicit, distracted, or could have prevented it. May there be a space for history and context. May there be a space for mistakes and faith. May there be space for hope. May there be a space for a prayer for all those who hate Jews and a prayer for all those who hate Israel. May their pain be healed. May there be a space for a prayer for all those who hate Palestinians and a prayer for all those who hate Arabs. May their pain be healed. May there be a space for a prayer for the despair at where we are now, at the shame of how we got here and the complete unknown of where we go next. May there be a space for a prayer for peace for all of Israel and for all beings. Blessed are you, Hamakom. May there be a space for you in these prayers. Amen. We are going to continue by making our own space, our space for Shabbat, because despite everything in the world, despite whatever may happen during the week, Shabbat comes whether we want it to or not. Shabbat is the most regular, the most expected thing that we have in Judaism, and it's on us to remind ourselves and to be present in this moment and to experience and to remember to experience Shabbat. And so we continue now with Vishamru on page 44. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. We continue now with our congregational tefillah, which begins on page 46. Please rise. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'Koneh HaKol, V'Zocher Chaste Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'Nehem, L'Ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye metim atah Rav lehoshia, Mashiv haruach umorid hagashem, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechaye metim berachamim rabim, somech noflim verofech olim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunatom, lishene afar, michamocha ba'al givurot, umidom elach, melech memihi tu mechayeh, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atah lahachayot metim. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hametim. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, ukdoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha salah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated. I want to do something a little bit different tonight, which is there's a musar value. It's our sort of value of intention, our practice of intentionality called hakarat hatov. And hakarat hatov is our value of gratitude, things that we give thanks for. And it seemed particularly fitting on this Shabbat, the night after Thanksgiving, that we take a moment for anybody who would like to share a moment of hakarat hatov, something that you are grateful for. So if there's anybody who would like to share anything, doesn't have to be related to Thanksgiving, anything that you are thankful for or grateful for. Yeah. Mazel tov. That is absolutely, family and family simchas, family celebrations are huge. Wonderful. Anybody else? Yeah.
I am really thankful for the warm welcome into the community, the love that I've felt from all of you, and the welcome. Thank you so much for warmly accepting me as a community.
Thank you. So before we sing our prayer for peace, we'll take a moment to sing Shechianu. Whether you're thankful for something that you've said aloud or thankful for something that you have in your heart or in your mind right now, I think it's appropriate that we thank God for bringing us to this day and this time and this place. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lezman On page 57, you are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha bi'ara na'avod. We continue now with our prayer for peace. Shalom Rav on page 60. Shalom Rav, all Yisrael amcha, tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav, all Yisrael amcha, tasim le'olam. Ki atah melech take a moment now for silent prayer and reflection using either the words of the pages in front of us or the words of our heart. Say shalom, B'Rama, Say shalom, Say shalom Aleinu, Yaseh shalom Aleinu, Oh say shalom, B'Rama, Say shalom, Say shalom Aleinu, Yaseh shalom Aleinu, take time in our service now to think about those in our community, our family, our friends who are in need of healing and healing of mind or body or spirit. And this week we think of Rabbi Bruce Goldwasser, Leonard Schutzman, Frederick Bryan, Sonia Maria Reimar Miller, Carol Pretnar, Rachel Basio, Alexander Yanitz-Yevitz, Holly Erickson, Denise Fleischer, Rabbi Fred Wenger, Munson Lines, Albert Miller, Cindy Viano, Sheila Alterman, Sammy Adam, Aziza Musa, Barry Fidlow, Bernice Jacobson, John Eulenberg, Sheila Bergman, Alice Hines, Isaac Margulies, Braden Mackey, the 24 hostages that were released today, the over 220 hostages that are still being held, and all those who suffer whom we know not by name. Mi sheberach avotenu Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov ve'imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah hu yivarech v'yiraped kol cholei Yisrael v'yishlach lehem bimhera refuah shlema refuat nefesh refuat guf v'nomar Amen. May God, who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal all who are stricken. May the Holy One of Praise mercifully restore them to health and to vigor. May God grant them health of body, health of spirit, and of mind, and let us say, Amen. We continue now with the words of Misha Berach. You can find those words on page 253. It is my pleasure to invite up David Singer now to lead us in our prayer for America, which can be found on page 258, followed by Sarai Rosby to lead us in our prayer for Israel on page 259. Thank you.
Thus says Adonai, this is what I desire, to unlock the fetters of wickedness and untie the cords of lawlessness, to let the oppressed go free, to break off every yoke. Share your bread with the hungry and take the wretched poor into your home. When you see the naked, give clothing, and do not ignore your own kin. If you banish the yoke from your midst, the menacing hand, the evil speech, if you offer compassion to the hungry, and satisfy the famished creature, then your light shall shine in darkness. O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit, and let us say, Amen.
O Heavenly One, protector and redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love, Spread over the canopy of your peace, send your light and truth who all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen.
And our prayer for the release of captives. O God, the one who raised Joseph up from the pit, be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. Send complete rescue and full redemption to those held captive by the enemy. Strengthen their spirit and bring them our prayers that they may be protected from all harm. Implant understanding in the heart of the enemy that they may return the captives in wholeness of body and spirit. Grant wisdom to the Israel Defense Forces that they may secure freedom for the captives without loss of life. Grant strength of spirit and courage of heart to all the sons and daughters of Abraham, Sarah, and Hagar to release the bonds of captivity and allow us to live in freedom. They shall call upon me, and I will answer them. I will be with them in distress. I will rescue them and honor them. And we say, Amen. I brought show and tell today. You'll see why in a moment. 11 years ago, and almost 2 months, Gilad Shalit was released from Hamas captivity. I remember that date exactly, October 11th, because not only do I have newspapers from that day, for those of you who don't remember or who didn't watch the news or didn't see it, this was Gilad Shalit the day after that he was returned from captivity in Hamas. You're welcome to come and take a look afterwards at these newspapers. I'll leave them there. I remember this date specifically because I was on an El Al flight back to Jerusalem from Madrid as I returned back to my HUC year in Israel, my first year of rabbinical school, at the end of Sukkot break. You see, while I'm not Israeli, I've spent a fair amount of time in Israel. Gilad's family had set up a tent outside the prime minister's house, which I passed regularly. There were always friends and family members who sat in that tent talking to anyone who passed by and remaining there as a presence and a reminder to the prime minister, Bibi Netanyahu, that their son was not to be forgotten. In the weeks leading up to the release, we knew that Israel was negotiating for Gilad's release. There was quite a bit of controversy over the number of prisoners that Hamas was demanding in order for Gilad to have been released, especially as many of those prisoners had been responsible for multiple murders of Israelis. In the middle of that flight, then, I suddenly saw a scurry of activity from the flight attendants, at which point all of the TVs on, they were like the TVs on the bulkheads. Not everybody had one on their chair, right? But they all switched from whatever movie was on, I don't remember, to a live stream of the news from Israel. Simultaneously, when that happened, the pilot made an announcement over the intercom that said that Gilad Shalit had officially been returned to Israeli soil after having spent 5 years in Hamas captivity. Everyone on the plane erupted in screams of joy and applause, and we all joined in singing Am Yisrael Chai in a way that I can't even really describe in words. And until today, I had never really experienced such simultaneous sadness and joy, a communal breath, and a beginning of a sense of relief as one of Israel's children had finally been returned to her. This morning, many around the world, including myself, watched with bated breath, waiting as the first group of hostages was to be set free from Hamas's captivity. It was not clear whether this plan would actually work. After all, just 15 minutes after the ceasefire went into effect, 4 rockets were shot into southern Israel by Hamas. And yet, just before Shabbat, local Israel time, the first 13 Israeli hostages, Hannah Katzir, Margalit Moses, Yafa Ader, Hannah Perry, Adina Moshe, Danielle Aloni, Amelia Aloni, Ruthie Mondar, Karen Mondar, and Ohad Mondar, including 4 children under the age of 10, as well as 10 Thai and 1 Filipino hostage, were all released to Israel. This is the first time that a modern country has had to prepare for the return of hostages who have not yet reached adolescence since the time of World War II. If the ceasefire holds, God willing, up to 50 more Israeli hostages, maybe even more than that, will be released in the next 3 days, with the possibility of more hostages to be released every day thereafter for the next 6 days. 3 Palestinian prisoners will be released in exchange for each Israeli hostage or foreign hostage that is released from Gaza. As I watched the videos of the hostages returning to their native soil, I said these words, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who frees the captive. This is a prayer that comes from Nisim B'chol Yom, prayers for daily miracles that are recited during our morning service. Given the history of the Jewish people, it is no wonder that we recite this prayer daily. Our ancestors had the foresight to understand that we needed daily reminders of these miracles, even if we don't experience them every day. For when we do experience any one of them, the way in which we connect and understand the prayer is different, is deeper, and often much more meaningful. For me, even though I know that just 10% of the hostages were released today, I thank God for the miracle of their release and for the hope that we will see the release of all of the hostages soon. There's a lot to be said about the connection between this week's Torah portion, Vayeitzei, and the events of today. Most notably, after Rachel gave birth to Joseph, Jacob said to Rachel's father, Lavan, "Give me leave to go back to my homeland. Give me my wives and my children." The connection to the beginning of the return of the hostages is evident. But instead of focusing on that tonight, I would like to look at a different section, the very beginning of Vayeitzei, which contains my very most favorite quote from the Torah. At the very beginning, Jacob is leaving Beersheba to head out to Haran. And when it reaches nightfall, Jacob takes a stone as a pillow and has a dream about a ladder on which the messengers of God were ascending and descending. God speaks to Jacob in this dream, telling him that the land that Jacob is sleeping on will be given to him and to his descendants. God then says, "Remember, I am with you. I will protect you wherever you go, and I will bring you back to this land. I will not leave you until I have done that which I have promised you." Jacob awakes from the dream and proclaims, "Achen yesh Adonai b'makom hazeh v'anochi lo yadati." Surely God is in this place, and I did not know it. In the sadness and in the despair of the last 6 weeks, this verse has been floating around in my head. Surely God is in this place, and I did not know it. Surely God is somehow present here, and I wasn't able to feel it. Surely God is present even with the hostages, even underground in Gaza, but we could not see it. It can be so hard in times like these to see and to feel God's presence. These are the times that we have to put our trust and have to have faith in God, that even when we cannot see or feel God's presence, we know that surely God is here, has to be here somewhere alongside us or with us. Since October 7th, I have returned to this verse of Torah over and over again. I think that for me, reciting it and remembering this verse is my way of invoking God's presence, even when I can't feel it. Each of us has to find our own way to find the feeling of God's presence, especially in challenging times such as these. And so as we enter into Shabbat, it is my hope that we will be able to recite the prayer for freeing the captive many more times, as Am Yisrael, the people of Israel, welcomes her children back with open arms. It is also my hope that as we look back on the months and the years and the decades on this time, that we will be able to say, "Achen yesh Adonai b'makom hazeh v'anochi lo yadati." Surely God was here with us with all of Am Yisrael, and even when we struggled to feel God's presence, even when we did not know it, God was with us. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm Rick Schoenfield with some announcements on behalf of the board. First, thank you to our usher, who I think was drafted to fill in due to an illness, Karen Butterfield. Also, thanks to our team of greeters, Cynthia Ellis, Simon Ellis, and Donna Mossbach. And also thanks to our security team. Get your Hanukkah shopping in on Sunday, December the 3rd, at the Sisterhood Hanukkah Artisan and Vendor Fair. We will also be selling manna gift cards with a portion of every gift card returned to CEC. The following Shabbat, December the 8th, we will celebrate Hanukkah together with Soup Shabbat. For more information on upcoming events, please check out our weekly happenings email. Please join us after services for a wonderful oneg. Shabbat Shalom.
I realized that I forgot to invite anybody to open the ark. So if you are somebody who is wanting to feel a little bit closer to the Torah tonight and didn't get to feel that before and would like to come up and help open the ark, I'll invite anybody who would like to come help open the ark to come on up. Awesome. It can be more than one person. We are going to turn to page 282 for Aleinu. Please rise. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'teit gedula liotzer b'reishit, shelo asanu k'goyei ha'aratzot, velo samanu k'mishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkinu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Please be seated. V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yihyeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who have died at this season and in years past. And on this Shabbat, we remember Florence Green, mother of Kathleen Green, Devin Neese, uncle of Kara Kapp, Jewel Popper, mother of Michael Popper, Erwin Zalen, grandfather of Andrew Zalen, Mildred Lewis, mother of Linda Mayer, Fanny Lux, mother-in-law of Shyla Lux, Paula Marion, wife of Michael Marion, mother of Amanda Ray Rower and Ben Marion, Lois Sweredlick, mother of Mark Sweredlick, Mervyn Posner, father of Nikki Siegel, Leonard Kaplan, partner of Barbara Johnson, Rosalie Mark, mother of Cynthia Mark Hummel, Mary Plotnick, grandmother of Sarah Plotnick Anderson, Herbert Diamond, father of Alan Diamond, Leon Geller, father of Cecile Wolochuk, grandfather of Cheryl Boglub, Bernice Galtz Zitter, aunt of Eileen Landau, Frances Micknick Bell, mother of Eileen Landau, grandmother of Susan Landau Van Dyke, Morris Mechanic, father of Martin Mechanic, Robert Appel, father of Florence Appel, Raquel Boot, wife of Douglas Boot, Mary Emma Bryan, mother of Mary Jo Bryan Wolski. Elwood Bryan, father of Mary Jo Bryan Wolski. Roberta Field, mother of Michael Field. Helen Flaxman, aunt of Paulette Weininger. Brewer Johnson, grandfather of Sherry Katz. Florence Mizell, grandmother of Judith Mindel. Irving Greenberg, uncle of Bernice Green. Leo I. Holt, grandfather of Sharon Holt. Jerome Gilbert, and we mourn the recent passing of Anna Popowski, mother of Ian Popowski, grandmother of Sasha and Meyer Popowski. Carol Gergitz, friend of Paul and Judy Farber. Martha Geller, sister of Nathan Koznowski, aunt of Jamie Heisler and Rabbi Andrea Koznowski. Joseph Lawrence, nephew of Cindy Michelossi, cousin of Anthony Michelossi. Charles Levy, father of Karen Butterfield, grandfather of Jacob Weston, David Butterfield, and Jason Butterfield, and Marcia Solomon. To those names, we add the names of anybody else who you might be thinking of, and as my hand goes around the room, I invite you to share any names that you might be remembering now. Zichronam Livracha, may all of their memories be for a blessing. We join together now for the Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. Please rise. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyamechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mivarach Le'olam U'almei Almaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yithadar V'yitaleh V'yithalal Shmei D'Kudashah B'richu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tush Bechata V'nechemata Da'amiran Be'alma V'imru Amen Yehei Shlama Rabbah Min Shemaya V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, amen. Please be seated. Our closing song for this evening is Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Peace will certainly come to us on page 353. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam join together in, oh, there it is. Kiddush. The Kiddush cup was hiding from me, and Motzi. If you would like to follow along for the words of Kiddush, they are on page 5. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techilo lemikra'e kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim kivanu v'harta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim ve'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen. L'chaim. We join together in Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon. Peace will surely come to us, to everyone. Salam for us and the entire world. Shabbat shalom.